Haitians have been flocking to the border with the Dominican Republic as the humanitarian crisis in Haiti worsens. People are stocking up on supplies as the political situation in Haiti is forcing a popular trade market on the border to limit access for Haitians. Meanwhile, violence within Haiti is intensifying. Local media reports gangs looted the home of the national police director before setting it on fire. A fire has also broken out at the main prison in Port-au-Prince. CBS News correspondent Cristian Benavides is with us now from the border between Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Cristian, what can you tell us about the situation at the border today?
Elaine, good afternoon. Well, despite what you're seeing right behind me, which is tons and tons of people, tens of thousands of people that are able to come to the border with the Dominican Republic because there is an open air market here, things do remain tense. In fact, earlier in the day, they had to shut down the border for a bit. They had to really get control of it because a number of people from Haiti rushed the border and started running in because there's just this desperate need of supplies. Because even though we're across from Cap Haitian, really is the largest city there, and they're not seeing the level of violence that they're seeing in Port-au-Prince, they still need to get supplies from Port-au-Prince, and all of that is blocked off. So they're relying on markets like this. And you know what? If something breaks out here, it's shut down for the day. And that's something that some of the merchants here have told us, that, you know, their business has been deeply affected by what's happening, as there are times that the border just shuts down out of nowhere because of the tense situation that they're living through.
Cristian, what progress is being made on establishing new leadership in Haiti?
Well, it appears to have stalled, according to reports that the council that was picked was not in the favor of the political parties that are in Haiti. So ultimately, the real point of contention is that the current Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, who has promised to step down, he has to give the final sign-off on whoever is going to be part of that council that will pick the interim Prime Minister. And so in the meantime, we're seeing this explosion of chaos in Port-au-Prince. You mentioned that the prison was set on fire. The prison, which, by the way, was empty because so many of those prisoners were already let go during a prison break 2 weeks ago, which is what sparked all of this. So certainly, while it appeared that things were calm for a bit, things are intensifying once again. It's just there's no sense of when things could finally not get back to normal, but they could start a new beginning. And that's what the people of Haiti are hoping for, a new beginning. And there's just no sense on when that time could come.
So against that backdrop, Dennis Hankins was confirmed as U.S. ambassador to Haiti. Why is that significant?
Well, the U.S. wants to send a message that they are ready. Once this new interim government is in place, the U.S. has an ambassador in place, and this is why they've also laid out certain plans that Guantanamo Bay could potentially be used as a processing facility for Haitian migrants that take to the seas to try to make it to places like Florida, that everything is sort of ready once the interim government is in place. But until we know when that happens, it's just an unclear timeline for everyone. And ultimately, who is suffering the most are the people of Haiti. The people of Port-au-Prince, who have been stuck inside their homes, unable to leave their neighborhoods to grab food, to grab fuel, to grab water. It's an unlivable situation. And there are Americans that are stuck in Port-au-Prince too, about 200 Americans, according to U.S. officials. And there are plans in the works to see how they can get out, but it's certainly a situation that anytime you think that progress has been made, anytime you make a step forward, it feels like 2 steps back are taken.
Yeah, and that steady stream of people, Cristian, behind you really underscores how serious the situation is there. Cristian Benavides, thank you very much.